that there is eaten by the cassowary, swallowed in one gulp, just down the hatch in one go. About 90 minutes later, it passes through the digestive system and it ends up in a pile just like that, which is in fact a model of cassowary droppings. Because it's covered with pulp and all sorts of other junk when it first pops out, but you can see that it's not a small dropping. I'm actually glad they don't fly, actually. Now, in the time that it's taken to pass through the digestive system, the fruit has received the cues that it needs in order to germinate. Turns out that this fruit will rot on the ground where it falls if it's not eaten by the cassowary. If it does get eaten by the cassowary, it will germinate. It's a pretty important strategy, though, because inbreeding is a big problem in nature, and if you're a fruit that falls to the foot of a tree and you grow where you fall, there's a big risk of inbreeding because, of course, you're at the foot of your parent. If you're not eaten by the only thing that's capable of eating you, then by definition you are at the foot of the tree that dropped you. Therefore, if you do grow, you're going to inbreed, which is why the cassowary has taken on this. So the cassowary plum has taken on this strategy of only germinating after passing through the bird's digestive system, because if that happens, of course, it is guaranteed to be away from its parent, hopefully, unless the cassowary just stood there for 90 minutes. Now, that's a pretty good strategy, but as I mentioned last night, that's as dodgy as hell when the only thing that can stimulate your germination is a critically endangered species. And if that's not bad enough, there's something like 148 different species of fruit that the cassowary eats, and there's about 2/3 of them that have got reduced germination incidence without passing through that bird, and there's about 1/3 of them that have zero germination unless they pass through that bird. This one's lucky. It's about a 1 in 1,000 chance of germinating if it doesn't go through the bird. So that's why the cassowary is at the top of the conservation list up here, because if the cassowary disappears, there's a substantial chunk of our ecosystem out here that will be affected.